In this video, we're going to be demonstrating simplifying patching for common IT infrastructure groups. This demonstration focuses on IT operations, specifically looking at optimizing and automating the patching process. To help us have a good perspective on the IT foundation, we can note that the foundation includes all of the hardware and software that's required to run our IT infrastructure. We also can understand it better by recognizing who actually supports the IT infrastructure. Systems administrators, database administrators, SANS administrators, network administrators, and so forth. IT Foundation Management is a comprehensive unified approach to managing the interaction of privileged actors to privileged interfaces in the IT Foundation. In our simplification example today with patching, we're going to look at the traditional approach first, which requires that we go through the steps as shown to patch each device, in this case a Linux operating system. And we're going to compare that to how that patching practice looks with IT Foundation Management, where we'll only execute those commands one time, and it's actually a smaller set of commands, and simultaneously do patch multiple Linux operating systems. So in the actual demonstration, we're going to first show the traditional patching approach, and we're going to patch one Linux operating system that way. And then in the second part of the demonstration, we're going to use it to take the IT Foundation Management approach, and we're going to patch 4 Linux operating systems simultaneously. Chris, would you like to show us how that's going to work?
Sure. First, I'm going to use PuTTY, and I'm going to connect to one of our servers. Let's see. The name that I want to connect to is RHEL6-test. That is a Red Hat Enterprise 6 server. Ask me for my login name. I'll go ahead and log in as root. I have to know the root password for that specific box. Now that I'm logged in, I can issue the command. In the interest of time, we're going to choose something small. So I'm just going to update cups. These are all of the packages that can be updated. Let's see. Cups libs is the one that we need this time. So you do yum update cups libs. There it goes. It's going to ask us if this is okay. And now it's going to download and install and clean up. And we're done.
All right, so now how does that change with ConsoleWorks, Chris?
With ConsoleWorks, we simplify the process. Let me bring up my ConsoleWorks real quick. We'll see we're already logged in, and here are our 4 Red Hat Enterprise 6, 2 through 5. We have them set up in a multi-connect call it Red Hat Enterprise 6, and it contains each one of those 4 consoles. Go ahead and show it over here. And we have test 2 set up as our master console. So when we click connect, it's going to open up a connection, and we can see each one of our consoles at the same time.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but I believe we can go actually patch up to 40 like devices at the same time?
That is correct.
So we'll be demonstrating 4 today, but we could do as many as 40 at a time.
That's right. That's the only limit is how many it will allow us to do. Here's our master console, test 2, and we're going to issue the same command that we had before. Do yum, click on it, yum, update, cups libs.
So now does ConsoleWorks actually actively monitor all of the transactions that are going through as each of these consoles or each of these operating systems is updated, Chris?
Yes, it does. See if I can find it. We can see that we're getting the same question on each one.
Okay.
There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to go back to our master, and we're going to tell it yes. And it will download. It's going to ask us to import the key. And yes, it's okay. And we can see each one downloading and updating.
Okay, and they obviously are going at different speeds, so it's live, just updating as each one makes it through the patching process.
That's correct. And they're all done.
Now, Chris, is it true that some of these updates can take quite a while to complete?
Yes, depending on the speed of your network, it can take anywhere from hours to minutes.
Okay, so if I'm doing a lot of devices where I'm doing updates on them, and some of those updates are fairly lengthy, doing it the traditional way could take a tremendous amount of time. I have to remember a lot of information while I'm doing that to get through this whole process.
Correct. You have to remember the server IP address or name, the login to use, the correct password for that one, and which packages you're going to update. And depending on the time, you could be doing an hour per. So there could be a lot of them. Now, if we wanted to see any more about what we're doing here, we can always go back into our ConsoleWorks, and it kept things for each one. And we can see our log for the first one, and we'll be able to see exactly what came through.
Oh, so for auditing verification purposes, we have a complete forensic record of everything that happened during the patching sessions.
That's correct. We can see where we logged in on this console, and a completely separate log for number 3. And we can see where this one was updated and exactly who did it.
Well, very good. So what we've demonstrated today is how ConsoleWorks can dramatically simplify the patching process, reducing the amount of time and the amount of information that the administrator or engineer has to know to be able to actually get the work done. And obviously that gives the administrator or engineer a lot more time to work on other priority things. And isn't that usually the case, that most of the folks have a lot of priority activities they need to get done, Chris?
In general, that's always been my take on it. The more that you can get done in a shorter amount of time, the better you are.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.